Hey all, it's me again, the Rock Doctor, coming at you live with a little lesson on the intro to Sweet Child of Mine. Let me start off by saying that this little intro follows the chord progression underneath exactly, even though the lick really is identical as it goes through each chord. The only difference is the starting note for each chord. So let's talk about the chords real quick, and then we'll go into it. The chord progression is 2 measures of D, 2 measures of C, 2 measures of G, and 2 measures of D at the end. And the whole intro there cycles through that chord progression 4 times. At the very end, there's a little change in the lick, which I'll outline in a little bit. But so the salient points here are: the lick itself is 2 measures long. It's all eighth notes, and each one starts on a chord tone of the chord that's happening underneath. And that's very important. In fact, lots of licks last for 2 measures, and more often than not, we either start and or end a lick on a chord tone. That's pretty important. In this case, the main thing is to start on that chord tone. It really anchors the lick in. It really sounds like we're following the chords, because we are. All right. So the first lick, in fact, all of the licks start up here in the 12th position, where G major pentatonic and G major, the G major scale are. So let me play through that real quick. I'm just going to use the first few strings. So look, here's where we are. There's pretty much all the pentatonic notes in that position. The G major scale happens there too. That's this guy. The other thing that in my mind that I hear and see is the fact that the lick itself outlines the shape of a D chord every time. So there's an open D chord I played up in the 14th position. So keep all that in mind. Those are all the elements that the lick is carved out of. Okay, here is the first lick. This one fits the D chord, and again it's 2 measures long, and it's all eighth notes. Okay. Let me just play the lick first. It actually goes twice in a row. Here it is. Ah, shit. Oh, one other thing. To get close to Slash's tone on this, use your neck pickup or rhythm pickup. Use this guy right here, and you'll get close to that tone. So now, what was happening there? I started out the lick on the D string, 12th fret, with my index finger. I went down to the B string next, and I played 15. Then I went to the G string and played 14 and 12. So there's the first 4 notes. The last part is this. What that was the high string 15, the G string 14, high string 14, and the G string 14. So all that is, and again the whole lick. And you play it twice. That covers the D chord. Now next is the C chord, and the only difference in the lick is the starting note. So this time, instead of starting on a D note, I'm going to start on an E note. And if you're wondering why the hell would you start on an E note over a C chord, well, check this out. Let me click over to clean. I'm going to, in my mind, I'm going to visualize this an open C chord, but I'm going to play it up here in the 12th fret so you can see it. Look! The starting note of the second lick is an E note. It's a chord tone of a C chord. So here's that lick. Let me crunch over. So it's exactly the same as the first lick that I outlined. So rather than walk you through it, it's identical except for the first note is the 14th fret of the D string. again a chord tone of C. The third lick, identical to the first one again, with the exception of the first note. This time we're using a G note over the G chord, and he chose the 12th fret of the G string. The final lick is the same as the first lick. The next chord in the sequence is D for 2 measures, and he plays the first lick again. Now check this out. Without getting too long here, that whole sequence goes 4 times. The difference, though, is he has a little ending at the end. So let me play through that final go-round, the 4th go-round. We go through the entire same sequence of chords: D for 2 measures, C for 2 measures, G for 2 measures, and D for 2 measures. But check out what happens at the end. Let's see if I can get it. Okay, here's the D chord one. 2 of those. C chord, we start on the 14th fret of the D string. There's 2 of those, and the G chord comes in. Here's the G chord one. It goes like this. This is the ending. So let me walk you through that one. It starts out the same way. I start on the 12th fret of the G string. Then I go to the B string 15. Then the G string 14 and 15. So that's this. Now here's the difference. So let's see. And here's the last part. I play 12 on the high string, 14 on the G, 15 on the B, 14 on the G, 12 on the high E, 14 on the G, 14 on the high string, 14 on the G, 15 on the high string, 14 on the G, 14 on the high string, 14 on the G, 12 on the high string, 14 on the G, and finally the B string 15 twice. So. As you can see there, I think I left my middle finger on that 14 on the G the whole time. Yeah. See? So there it is. So again, the main points here, besides learning the lick, is understanding that the licks all last for 2 measures. They're all identical with the exception of the starting note, and the starting note for each one is a chord tone of the chord underneath. So for the D chord, we started on a D note. For the C chord, we started on an E note, which is a chord tone of C. For the G chord, we started on a G note. And then when we got back to the D, we started on a D again. And then, of course, we have the ending there that commences on the G chord, but resolves to the D. So there you go. So it's pretty ingenious what he came up with. I heard that it was just like a little warm-up or something. And I've heard those stories many times from different players. For example, Joe Walsh's Life in the Fast Lane was an exercise. He was playing backstage, and I think Don Henley or Glenn Fry heard him doing it, and they're like, "What's that?" "Oh, it's just a little warm-up I'm doing." And they were like, "No, man, that's an Eagles tune." So that kind of stuff happens, and people don't mean to turn it into a tune, but sometimes it happens. All right, so that's it. It's me, the Rock Doctor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, order me a pizza, find me a bass player, and learn these licks, baby. All right, I'm out of here. Bye.